Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. I'm running a little behind, so in part because you think I'd have a lot to say because I haven't said anything in over a month, um, but I still think I'm trying to process what all I want to say, so it's taking a little bit. Um, I want to thank Dale for filling in so well during my absence, and just say to you all, hello. I have been trying to figure out what to say today, and I'll share some things on Sundays over the next few weeks. Um, but I keep coming back today to a quote, and it's one of my favorite quotes. I first heard it in an episode of The West Wing named Two Cathedrals. And it is from Graham Greene. And Graham Greene says, you cannot conceive, nor can I, the appalling strangeness of the mercies of God. I'll give that to you again. You cannot conceive, nor can I, the appalling strangeness of the mercies of God. Now, there's a ton of different ways that I can think through that and interpret that. What I want to say today is God causes it to rain on the day that it's raining, on the just and the unjust alike. God, in His benevolent mercies, brings things into people's lives that don't even acknowledge God's existence or recognize the hand of God. And so, as I think about that, I think about also, where is it that God expresses His mercies through people that we don't expect to hear it from? It's crazy. While I was away, I saw a multitude of churches across New England. Beautiful churches across New England. Got to visit some of them. Got to stand in the pulpit of a couple, and particularly one, the First Baptist Church in America, which is found in Rhode Island, in Providence, Rhode Island. And as I went around and I heard I would tune into different things as I looked up a church as we drove through a little town or where we were staying that night. I would read something on their webpage. I'd listen to a bit of a sermon on YouTube or Facebook or wherever it was. I can't say that I would agree with everything that those churches did. I can't say that my theology would line up with everything. But do you know what I heard in all of it? And do you know what I saw in all of it? The appalling strangeness of the mercies of God. Because in every point, there was God speaking. There was even God speaking as I sat in front of a church in Connecticut that is closed, that I know a lot about. And even in that moment, there was the mercies of God. It's sad that it's closed. It's sad that a lot of churches are closed across New England. But I have to celebrate God's mercy where it is happening there. And so my thought to you today is a couple of things. One, are you listening for the mercy of God in places you would least expect it? That you would least expect it? And more intentionally, are you speaking the mercies of God to people that you would expect less to be welcoming of them? You know, it's easy to speak the mercies of God to people who want to hear it. It's harder to speak the mercies, and let me tweak that a little bit and say it again. The mercies of God. Not beating them over the head with do this, but the mercies of God. It's harder to speak that to people that we don't care for or think like or even believe that they can have some gospel witness in their soul. I read an article about by a friend the other day in something that they had written, and they wrote about somebody I didn't like, and I made the joke to them. It was a public figure, and I made the joke to them. I said, you know, you almost made Satan sound like he had a soul. I know he has a soul. I know he's a good guy. It's just my own personal proclivities. But, beloved, can you speak mercies to the people that you disagree with? You know, I think the world would be a lot better if we could take time to hear and take time to speak. Not our words, but the mercies of God. For truly it rains on the just and the unjust, and sometimes you and I are in the just category, and it's helpful to remember that sometimes we're in the unjust category. Until Sunday, take care, God bless, and remember, grace, the mercies of God, abounds.